Tem um bocadinho de história a meio.
She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
You want to restore peace in the hospital again?
Jonathan, please, I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Eu por acaso gostava de perceber qual é que é a segunda missão que eu tenho que fazer. Sei onde é que ela está e tudo, mas ela não me dá grandes informações. Tenho 138 moedas. Os poderes não consigo aumentar muito mais. Gostava de saber o que é que não consigo vender estas armas. Já se vai ver.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Sítio que não explorei muito bem.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the Scal, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Não há assim muita.
Thank you, my lady. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Porque, por exemplo, eu quero vender e não me aparece as outras armas. Espingarda. Depois ainda vi buscar, possivelmente.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Do you need medical...
Afraid so.
Throughout history, some did...
You're working...
Esta parte.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Só para ajustar.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and...
Por acaso tenho para enxaqueca, mas...
Why were you locked in that?
I went by the canal.
Why did you...
Newton wanted...
Passar aqui
Tell me about...
That's what...
bocadinho.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this...
No!
An irrational...
Well, Doctor, take...
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the...
Jeez, you're good, Doctor.
Go on, please.
Newton and I...
Passar bocadinho disto por causa do outro.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch.
Não tenho medo de ratos.
Hours seemed like days,
Tem
days
medo
like
de
months. The terror.
What you endured was terror.
It did not.
Shameful thoughts.
At some point,
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you...
I thought about what I could do to survive.
Queria ver, pois tenho a situação estável.
Do you need medical...
Don't get me wrong.
I'm certain you have...
Vamos tentar.
Tell me about...
I love him. I'm not.
Why should...
I'm not. I said.
I admire...
Courage is what...
Have you always...
All I know is...
Por que esta está aí esta?
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were...
It was more than that.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take...
Queria ver só com mute.
Hello again.
Good evening.
do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out?
I won't say a word, Mr.
I
Bluff.
fought for my country.
You and Oswald.
Yeah.
Oswald
It
seemed...
wasn't a fair...
How did you...
Luckily for us.
Eu acho que desta situação, 3.000 pontos mesmo, não sei se até que ponto depois os matar.
Goodbye, Mr. Blood.
Look lively! It's on to us!
Foi assim do nada. Boa. Bem metida por acaso. Isto deixa-me meio que vulnerável. Mas sabes que vais morrer. Vem a parte que eu não gosto. Moça, anda cá. Isto tem que
Best
passar por
turn
esta
around
gente
if I
toda.
were you. It ain't human! Get it!
Sério?
See them fancy clothes?
Boa.
This one's a top!
Fugiu.
Watch yourselves! Stupid beast! Not a safe place right now, sir. Oi! You listening?
This is despicable.
Shit!
Merda ainda. Mas preciso de munições. Por isso supostamente posso alterar a caçadeira para este. E tenho 23 balas.
It's locked, all right.
Easy does it, boys. We can deal with this vermin.
A zona está cheia de guardas. Talvez eu consiga ir à volta. Acho que pode tomar um bocado. Que eu vejo a sério que e depois vou cortar nada por aqui. Da parte dos botineiros. Parque do Necrótiro de Pembroke. Isto quer dizer que eu já usei a chave. Pois, já. Isto é curioso. O que é que estás aqui a fazer, moço?
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Ok. Ele limpava-te o sebo. Mas tu em 2 de 4 para te enfeitiçar. E tu ainda tens 2 coisas secretas para me contares.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Goodbye.
Já deu para ver cá partes no jogo.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed.
Who are you?
As I just told you,
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then?
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Ooh, Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Iria para esta.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
What can you tell me?
You can't trust anyone around here.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Sim.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them.
Can I see what you...
As long as you have money.
Nem quase todos a mesma coisa.
Without the wet boot keeping things straight, these parts would be running completely amok.
Mark my words, miss. These
Not a drop
murders-
of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seems so
Thank you for...
I'm still Tom Watts.
Este ainda tem colhão de coisas. É bom. Voltar a esta parte.
What can you...
That's not...
Who? How is it?
Well, since everybody needs it...
Since I...
Perhaps, Doctor.
How could a physician help you?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to...
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
I believe he...
Oh, I bet you're right.
Please.
Oh, I don't like...
Esta parte não consigo descobrir
Goodbye, Miss...
mais nada.
There's gotta be something can be done.
Should have
to get
offered
out
a
of this
drink to the
bullshit
boy.
mess.
Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Estes loadings.
It's a good thing.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Ok.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
I have nothing to fear from the people round here, miss.
Yeah, I'm a brave woman myself, Dr. Reed, but I'd be a fool to think I'm invincible.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you?
Queira.
What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
I think cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Good evening, sir. What? Don't you recognize me?
Don't take it personally.
Yes.
I'm Dyson.
I'm looking for Mr.
I really don't know.
Who could?
About the sad saint.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Este tem alguma ligação? Não. E só me dá 350 XP.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Please do.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated.
So you hunt alone?
Vampires are...
Were you ever tempted?
I did think about it.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're
Really?
afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
What can you tell?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gilling?
It's impossible.
But it's my duty.
Ele tem um círculo social.
I'm looking for...
The sad saint?
Really?
It's enough.
Maybe at least...
Tell you what, go and chat with...
I could...
All I...
Isso eu já tinha descoberto.
Goodbye.
Ali foi onde encontrei o morto.
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
I don't think so. Wounds are clean.
What did you vampire do?
I can't say, but whatever did this carefully avoided the arteries. We've found ourselves a bloody artist.
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
Take a breath of this! Bloody monster! Million sent you to hell! Crush the leech, boys! Burn it, boys!
Die, vermin!
You're mine! You leech! Back in the grave! Want some of this?
Die, vermin!
Kill is all you deserve. Burn it, boys!
Die, vermin!
Mas eu apanhei uma pistola.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Curioso. Just a minute. Olha, compadre, como é que é? Deixa-me só fazer aqui uma pequena alteração. Tudo em ordem. Estamos aqui a experimentar o joguinho novo, pá, semi-novo, eu só no dia 5, poderá haver continuação entre o Vampyr com a saída depois do da Crew 2. De dano. Este aqui tem 40, mas tem nível 2. Atordoamento 5. Esse cão mesmo está-me mesmo obrigado. Supostamente não tinhas caído.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
É o gajo da flamethrower, ele é lixado. Porra, o rei da pistola tudo. Queres dropar essa pistola ou será que é parte do outro se for?
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Entendo seguir em frente.
Not a good place for a stroll. Stay away! Over there! There's one of them vermin! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Não queria ter gasto balas. É boa info. Não sei se para ir para... Tem ali um portão. Não, ainda não encontrei nenhum deste para enxaqueca. Para um kit de pneumonia. Para enxaqueca. Agora vamos ver aqui. Primeiro da minha arma preferida. Pois, componentes boom de empunhadeira. dano, cadência. Vamos aumentar. Vamos passar assim. Aumenta o dano causado em 20%. 68, 62, diminui o tempo de recarga em 25%. Passamos logo rápido. E nós temos uma pistola melhorzita. Aqui acho que vou começar a vender e só trocar para estes que dão materiais. Those red eyes. Eu curto um molho deste power. Só nível 1 tiro bué. 220, 265 de dano. Também poderia aumentar este. Embora não uso muito deste. Troco mais sangue para segurar. Putz, isto aqui estava na dúvida. Mas para já ainda não fiquei assim muito assuro. Isto aqui 18. Depois a seguir aumentar este que é 2000 e talvez este que também é 2000, pelo menos uns 4000. Investigação local. Investigação local aonde? Ai ai ai. pena é que isto não tem... Tem transporte rápido, pá.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed.
You've never faced, let alone killed, a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
You have courage, Mr. Throgmorton. Perhaps that is all one requires to face the demons.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You'll see. One day I'll find and kill one of these monstrosities with my own 2 hands.
Ok, pelos vistos fracassei numa pista. Talvez vá buscar outro, porque senão, my friend, you're going to give me 3000 XP. Quando eu chegar a nível 4.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throg.
Your kind's not welcome here, sir.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr.
Good evening, sir.
Have we met?
No, but I just need to look at your fence.
That's quite judged.
Sir, I've...
You speak of...
You bet I am.
You lost your job because...
Those bastards...
Isn't the...
A few no...
What really happened?
I drank too much that night.
May I ask what...
I'm killing myself scraping for a living.
As I took...
Oh, a doctor.
Why such...
Of course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
I'm looking for...
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Bem. Bear with me. Ok. Ela tem um pequeno círculo. E só me dá 1100 XP.
What can you...
Tell you what, just...
If you have some...
Oh.
You don't... Oh no, Miss Paxton.
All right.
Well, I'll lead... It's locked.
Mas quantas pessoas que a sério é limpando a situação do Facebook, da rede social entre eles.
The bottle will soon be empty. I hope the turquoise turns.
Sério que vou voltar para ir buscar uma das pessoas.
Not welcome here.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan...
A fancy doctor lurking at night.
And what about you?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Que supostamente tem círculo. Exatamente. E está descoberto.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
What can you...
It may be a...
Which local danger?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
You really...
No.
Is it not dangerous?
As long as...
What can you tell me about the Sad Saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
This Seymour worries me. Perhaps Sean knows something about him. Come now, Lottie. There is still work to do.
Curioso encontrar ópio.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Tu tens 6000 de XP. Somente 6.
Come now, Lottie. There is still much work to do. Glad to see you again.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton. Good evening.
Doctor...
Goodbye.
Entrada do esgoto. Ui.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Step away, sir. I said go back.
Over there!
There's one of them birds.
Great. Vamos tirar aqui a cena dos comentários. Ter uma maior visão.
Vampire kills in utter silence.
I'll tell you!
Esta visão era mais plausível. X. Thank you.
Get our weapons ready! We found them! Snuff it, leech! I hate leeches!
Nível 21.
Die, vermin! Roll back to the hell that spawned you! Stay back,
Sendo que só ganhar 10 XP por estes queijos grandes mesmo. Mas mesmo. Fuck. Sempre em frente.
Watch it! It's a killer!
Man, eu não quero lutar contra ti. overload. Obrigado.
I cannot enter.
Really?
Watch yourselves. The beast must die.
Good evening.
Good evening. Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Let's... não posso.
How are you this evening?
The scowl that escaped from the hospital is eluding me. He must be caught.
Scowls are a risk to the...
The head of the guard of Prewan stopped by to see Dr. Swansea.
You have nothing to fear.
Now that the hunters are aware of my presence, they could discover your whereabouts too.
Don't worry. I've evaded those jackals in the past, and I shall do so in the future. And besides...
I noticed that...
They share the...
When we were at the funeral, I had a feeling. I think I met my maker.
You do not have to tell me, if you...
There is almost nothing to say. He appeared in a gush of blood, prattled off some riddles, and vanished without even telling me his name.
Be on guard, Jonathan. Whoever your maker...
You said...
No.
Do you think they can be trusted?
They are weaker than us in every sense. From their...
Goodbye for now.
Tenho que falar com ele, mas vou tentar despachar esta parte. Três azuis. Dez, 27 por 10, 13 de vigor. Ué.
have this thirst for blood.
Se forem de foto, outra vez dar a mesma situação, devia ter ido por aqui.
Ain't safe here. Police spotted. Watch out, boys. Back, demon. Back. No rest for the wicked. It's one of them! Get your weapons ready! We found one! Steady, boys! Got one of them!
Are you all right?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This...
How do you feel?
I don't...
You should recover.
Thank you, Doctor.
You realize you can't.
Why?
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you on your...
I have found...
Sadness can be a terror.
Thank you for your...
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao Shun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little
The worst thing...
Did he hide his condition?
Matthew was...
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease man...
You don't understand.
As harsh as this sounds.
I never said...
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
You should go home now.
No, not yet.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician. One of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you. since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You should go.
I think you're right.
Thank you for your company, Xiao.
Maybe I'll see you again.
Goodbye for now.
So many new graves. Why do I still feel so disconnected from the others then?
Quem disse que isto tinha a ver com o Bloodborne? Não tem nada a ver.
I'll take it. It ain't human! Kill it! A leech! A leech!
Will consume you. Come and face your final fate.
Stay back, beast!
Final fate.
I order you to step back! Watch out! It's fast! Now crush this beast!
Come and face your final fate. The mistress of the dark will drink your
I
blood.
order you to step back!
Will consume you.
Stop! But I order you to step
It's locked, all right.
I need to go.